Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, then welcome to my channel, and thank you so much for stopping by. So in this video, I am going to be doing something that was requested by some of my subbies as well as some of my friends, and it is eyelash application for beginners. Now, I'm going to be doing two different types of eyelash application using two different types of lashes, and I'm going to explain to you as we go along why I did two different ways, and yeah, you'll get it once we, go along. Basically, it's to just give you options on how to do things. If you're like beginning and you're trying to feel your way through, you have to try different things to find what's comfortable for you. Everybody is different when it comes to eyelash application, and you just have to do what works for you. So what I'm going to be showing you, as you can see, I have one eye lined and I have one eye that is not lined. I'm going to show you lash application for a lined eye and an unlined eye. I'm also going to show you one lash using tweezers and then one using hands, because some people don't like to use tweezers. I am one of those people. I don't use tweezers on myself, but when I do a client or I do a friend's makeup, then I use tweezers. Also too, what else? Oh, I'm going to be talking to you about glue and the importance of glue. So with all of that being said, you guys, we are just going to jump into this, and I'm just going to go step by step and just show you everything that I do and what I've done and what's helped me. And yeah, hopefully it'll help you too. So at the end of this video, if you like this video, please don't forget to like it. Also to share it with others, people who you think might want to watch it, who might need a little help. And also too, if you like it at the end, don't forget to subscribe to your girl channel. Support your girl. Alright, so with that being said, let's jump into the video. Alright, so first things first, you guys, you are going to need a pair of tweezers. You are going to need a pair of scissors, preferably small scissors, like little scissors like this, like nail scissors, lash scissors, eyebrow scissors. It just makes it easier to work with. Also too, you're going to need a mirror, of course, and you are going to need lashes. So as you can tell, if you can see, I have two different lashes here, and I'm going to explain to you why right now. So one of the lashes that I'm going to be applying is a lash with a black thick band. It's not necessarily thick, but it's like a strip band, right? So, some lashes come with a band like this, some come with a band that's thicker than this. And then the other lash I'm going to be applying is a lash with an invisible band. And as you can see, the lashes look like they are like separately, like individually placed on this clear band. So I'm going to be doing this lash on the eye with no liner, and I'm going to be doing the lash with the band on the eye with liner. Now, the reason why I say to put liner with the band lashes is because liner is your best friend. It helps you to camouflage any mistakes you are making. And also, too, it kind of gives you a guideline of where to place those band lashes if you are in the beginning stages. So, when I first start, when it's a brand new pair of lashes, the first thing I do is I will take the lash out of the container, and then it'll have that little clear gel, like glue stuff that comes on it. I pick that off carefully because you don't want to rip the lash, but I carefully just kind of pull that clear glue off. And then I take the lash and I kind of just line it up on my eye, and I look in the mirror, and if it's too long, however long it is, I always will hold it at the very end and take my scissors and snip off whatever length I don't need. Now, these lashes I've already worn, so they fit me perfectly, but you can like measure your lashes, and anything that's too long on the end, you make sure that you hold that extra length and then you trim it off. Never, ever, ever trim your lashes from the inner corner. If it's too long, don't cut the inner corner, because as you can see, the inner corner is a little shorter than the outer corner. It makes that natural look, and if you snip that off, then your lashes they just gonna look weird. Just don't do it. Don't do it. So after that, I like to take my lashes and I just do this little circular bendy motion just so I can get them a little more flexible, so that they will adhere to the shape of my eye a little easier. So I do that about, I don't know, 10 times. And then once I get my lashes like into like a half circle shape like that, I take my glue. And speaking of glue, hold on, let's pause, because let me tell you something about the glue. I am very particular about the glue that I use. I only use one type of glue because I have learned over the years through trial and error, there are just certain glues that do not work for me. you have to find a glue that you like. You have to find a glue that works for you. I use a particular glue. It's called Star Glue. I get it at my local beauty supply. And the reason why I use that is because, number one, it dries really quickly. Number two, it holds, it sticks really well. Number three, it's not runny like some glues are. And then when it dries, it kind of goes invisible. So I like that about that glue. I have not found another glue that I like as much as my glue. So glue is very important. Another thing too, whatever you do, don't use weave glue on your eyes. Please do not use hair bonding glue on your eyes. Those are two different glues. That glue is not good for your natural lashes. I know a lot of people use it, but it's not good to do. I would not recommend doing that. So with that being said, let me go ahead and grab my glue, and then we're going to get into gluing these lashes. So let me zoom you guys in so you can see this. So I like to, when I'm gluing my lash, I start on the corner and I put a dot, like a pretty good sized dot. And then after I do that, I just carefully go along the band, very thinly. You don't want to use too much because you don't want to accidentally stick the hairs together. And then when I get to the end, I put a little extra on that side too, like an extra size dot. You always want to add a little extra in each of the corners of your lashes because those are the parts that are really going to adhere the lashes to your eyelash. So you always put a little extra in the inner and the outer corner. So after I do that, you let it dry for a few seconds. So while this is drying, let me tell you about the tweezer method. Now, mind you, you guys, I haven't used tweezers in forever on myself, so this is going to be a little weird for me. But there are two different ways that you can hold your tweezers. You can either hold your tweezers overhand like this, the way that you would hold like a sewing needle. And you can, let me use the other lash and show you guys. You grab the lash by the middle with the tweezer, and you can place it on your eyelid. On your eyelashes like this. Or you can hold your tweezer underhand the way that you would hold a spoon, right? Or a fork. And you can place it like that. Whichever way is comfortable for you. You can either do underhand or you can do overhand. It's up to you. It's your comfort level, whatever works for you. So me personally, I'll do either or, but for this video, I'm going to do like a spoon. So with that being said, this lash is a little wonky. Okay, don't trip. With that being said, so then I take the tweezer and I grab my mirror, and you want to just lightly place it. You can either start placing it from the inner corner or the outer corner, whichever is comfortable for you. Me personally, when I'm using my right side, I place from the inner corner. So what I do is I'll just set it as close as possible to the base of my eyelid, as close as possible. And then I'll just let it sit there. It's not all the way on. And then I will just take the tweezer and carefully place it on the outer edge and then reline that inner edge as close as possible, right? Make sure your glue is dry. Mine is not really that dry, but it's okay. And then after I do that, and I get it like on the line, I'll flip my tweezers around to the back end, and then I'll just carefully start pressing my natural lash up into the false lashes. Now see right here how I'm getting a little glue in the corner? That will happen. That's because I didn't let my glue dry. It's okay. Let your glue dry for like 30 to 60 seconds and you won't have that problem. But I'm just showing you guys for sake of time, so it's going to get down there. And then even if you do get glue down there, all you have to do is wait a few seconds and let it dry, and when you rub it, it'll just roll off like a ball because it dries like rubber. So it'll be fine. You just let it dry. It won't mess up your makeup. And yeah, you just take the bottom of the tweezers and you just press and you get those lashes on the way you want them to sit. You just get them sitting the way you want them to sit. And the main thing about applying lashes is it's mostly your sense of touch. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get, and you'll know when those lashes are as close as possible to your eyelid without actually being on your eyelid. You'll know when they're at the root of your eyelash because you'll feel it. You'll feel it. It just takes practice, but it gets easier over time, I promise you. Like I've had plenty of days where I just could not get it, and then I accidentally cut myself in the eye, and then my eyes started watering, and then the water mixed with the glue, and then all of a sudden everything is running down my face. I've had plenty of those days, trust me. So yeah, like I said, see how that glue is down there? You just take your finger and just roll it off, and it just completely comes off, no problem. So you press your lashes, and you get them where you want them to be, and then that's it. You're good to go. You're good to go. So that's the first lash. And the reason why I use the band with the liner, like I said, you guys, if you're going to use a thick band lash, it's better that you line your eyes, because that way, if you do mess up or you do get glue up there, the eyeliner will help to camouflage the glue. And then once the glue dries, you can just roll it off, and then you can always just go ahead and reline your eye. Like, simple as that. So if you're going to use a thick band lash and you're a beginner, I suggest lining your eye. Give yourself a base for it to, like, you see how it just blends into it? It's more helpful. So now, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to do the invisible band lash, and we're going to do that one with my hand. So let's get into that. All right, so for those of you out there who feel a little more comfortable using your hands, like me, you do the same thing. You take your lash out, you clear off any of that clear glue, and then you roll it same way about 10 times just so you can shape it. And then once you get it to the way you want it to be, so look, even with your hand, you can do it both ways. With your hand, you can either go this way, or you can go this way. You can place your hand either way. You can place your hand up this way or place your hand this way. Whatever works for you. It's just all on you. Your comfort level, how you feel like you can direct the lash better. It's up to you. It's really, applying lashes is really just trial and error. It seriously is trial and error. So yeah, just the same way. Now with these, you have to be a little more careful, because as you can see, this band is like way thinner than the other one. If you use too much glue, you're going to end up with the glue running down onto the actual lash and sticking it together, and that's never good. So you got to be super careful. But do just like I did with the other one. Put that dot on the outer corner, and then make yourself a nice thin layer going across. A nice thin layer. You don't need a lot of glue for these types of lashes. And then when you get to that outer corner, make another dot. Simple as that. Let it dry. Now, I'm not going to let it dry all the way, so it's probably going to make a mess, but let it dry for like 30 to 60 seconds. Let it dry. Grab your mirror. Now, when I do it with my hands, I usually like to hold my lashes. I don't like to hold it like this and put it on. I hold it spoon way. So I hold it this way and put it on. And when I do this side, I start from the outer corner. So I go just like this. I hope you guys can see this. And then I just place it on. Just let it sit. It's not even all the way on. But then I take this hand and I just push it as close as possible. Get it lined up with my edge. And then I take this hand and I just set it on there as close as possible and get it lined up. And then I just gently push to make sure that it's on my actual lash. And then I'll just let it sit for a minute. Just like that. So now here's where it gets a little tricky. And this takes some time. You really have to be comfortable with putting your finger towards your eye. And I know a lot of people are not comfortable with that, because I know it freaks you out when something is coming towards your eye. But this is what I do when I'm using my hand. I take my pinky, and then I'll just gently go underneath and press my actual lash up into the false lash. And then I'll just run it back and forth, just like that, from side to side. I just run it from side to side. Take your time so you don't poke yourself in the eye. I poke myself in the eye countless times. It happens. But you just take your time and you just make sure it's attached, just like that. And there you have it. So then you just, that's it. Like, you just let it sit. So let me zoom you guys in and show you guys. So this is the eye with the liner. with the thick band lash, and then this one is the invisible lash. I suggest if you are like a beginner, start with these. Just buy yourself a whole bunch of little cheap thin lashes and just play in them and just try. It's going to take some time, but practice makes perfect, and pretty soon, before you know it, it'll just be like second nature. I promise you. Like, just don't give up. Just keep working at it and find what works for you. Whether it's the tweezer, the applicator, or your finger, you have to find what's comfortable for you. That's the only way it's going to work. So you just got to try different methods. And once you find what works for you, and also to find the glue that works for you, that is the most important part. Find the glue that works for you. Find the glue that works. No, I'm just But yeah, once you find what works for you, it's going to become easier. And once you do it repetitively, it becomes easier too, because it becomes a part of your routine and you get more comfortable and you get more confident. And my biggest advice of all is just don't give up. Just keep trying. Don't give up. It gets better. It gets easier. And I promise you, I still have days where I have a bad lash day where it's like I cannot get it on. It happens to everybody. Nobody's perfect in it. We just keep trying. Bottom line. So anyway, with all of that being said, I hope this video was informative. I hope it was helpful. If you have any comments or you have any questions, if anything was unclear to you, please feel free to leave me a comment down in the comment box, and I will definitely try to get back to you as soon as possible. Also too, if you like this video, hit that like button, share this with somebody who you think would benefit from it, and also to subscribe to your girl channel. If you're feeling your girl, if you like my videos, subscribe to my channel. Be a part of the family. Help us grow. Help us out. Support small YouTubers. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for your time and for watching my video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.